Good morning. That man sleeping like a stone, and I woke up about 5 to 7 times earlier than that. Boy, it's gonna be an interesting day. Good morning, folks, and welcome to Rathwulven Bushcraft. This is part 2 of a mini-series on a 72-hour survival experiment. And yeah, as you might see, we just slept through the first night. I'm pretty tired and I don't know what to say. Like, I woke up about 5 times, 7 times, can't tell, because it was relatively fresh. There was also a fox around that was constantly barking, and not that I mind foxes, I find them awesome, but he was so loud that just woke up a couple of times. The energy levels are low. If you haven't seen the first part of the series, make sure to click up here. I'm going to link the first part right up here in the information thing. And yeah, basically what we did is forage for food. We just ate about maybe 300 to 400 calories worth of wild edibles. And of course, as you might picture, that goes to the bodily substance. So today we will do a change of plans. There will be less filming and more focus on actually getting things done. For a very simple reason, if we invest our time properly in foraging, in gathering water, in doing all these things and doing that off camera and swift and efficiently, we might have a better time than we had yesterday. Yeah, besides that, I can only say that I got a growling stomach. I really can't wait to get some food into my system, but so far I only have this bag filled with a bit of elderbush flowers. That's going to be my breakfast. Tea with sugar, basically. And then we'll pack up and then we'll get going. So yeah, if you're interested on how that's going to work out and how we're going to look like tomorrow, throughout the third day, stay with us. Let's go. Well, folks, so this is our pot with the elder bush flowers and a couple of spruce needles here. And yeah, that's the breakfast basically. Let's see how that tastes. Now I have to say, it's not particularly sweet. Like, it's not sugary sweet, but it has kind of like a flowery note to it. If you've ever had some kind of elderberry syrup or elderflower syrup, it's kind of comparable to that, but it adds a bitter note because of those pine needles here. Kind of like an orange, bitter-like note to that. But it's definitely tasty. For a survival food, of course. It's warm, and it gives a bit of energy. There's a couple of carbohydrates in there that we will need if we go down the trail later on. And yeah, in general, I'm just happy that I can have something to chew on and just something to eat, because the energy level is taking its toll, to be honest. So today we really have to focus on foraging, and we have to focus on getting more nutrients. And up until then, we enjoy this, go 50-50, share this in good camaraderie, lift up the spirit, and then continue on our way. Of course, it goes without saying that we leave no trace, so we clean up the camp. Alright, so this was our camp spot. Yannick slept here, I slept right there, and as you can see, we cleaned that up. Now the camp spot looks just like all the other terrain around here. And it's really important to live by the idea of leave no trace, not only due to tactical reasons, but also due to ecological reasons. Don't leave your trash, don't leave your equipment, don't leave plastic in nature if you're carrying items in plastic. And just make sure that nature looks as if it was untouched. Alright, so we're gonna pack up our stuff now, and then we'll head out down that trail, and then I'll see you again. Well folks, we're taking a break right here on this hiking trail, and I'm just gonna go up there and get myself a little bit of green wood to make another digging stick, because we found quite some burdock right down that direction. And as you saw in the earlier video, we didn't have a lot of food with us. We made this mistake that we just went for a lot of greens and not a lot of storage organs, which do contain a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of energy. So I just want to have a second digging stick so we can put in a little more effort, work twice as fast and get more food out of the ground, so that tonight we can have a proper dinner before our energy levels are completely going down to zero. Let's go. One important note also, as you saw, I took a sapling, a nice young tree there, and if you take a living tree to make tools, if you want to use greenwood, make sure to use the entire tree, so that it's actually worth it. Don't waste anything. I'm going to make a baton or a hammer from the thicker one, thicker branch, and then the digging stick from that one. Also, if you make a digging stick, make sure to make it smooth. Do you see that, how do you say, like the bevel right here that comes out of that branch? Just straighten it up, so that if you put this into the ground, you actually have a smooth motion here. Also a little tip, the backhand side should always be flattened out just like so. If you can see, I'm just working around this, I'm just creating a more smooth edge on the top, because if you work this with your palm, let me just show that to you, like this, you will get pressure points in your palm and it will start to hurt after an extended period of use. And usually doing this twice will just be sufficient to actually get a nice smooth knob on the top. You can also work around the sides right here, see? Super easy. Doesn't take a lot of time and a lot of energy, and there's a digging tool. It's as simple as that. Okay guys, you won't believe it. We just came up from this valley down there, and Yannick just told me that he smells garlic in the air, and then I also smelled it. And take a look at this. We found this tiny patch of wild garlic right down here, and we were so happy because we thought, hey, this might be a really modest but still tasty dinner for tonight. And it took us about like 3 minutes or so to realize that right down there, if you take a look at this, Let me just get that close for you. There's an entire field of wild garlic all across the place, all across this entire ridge. And you couldn't really spot it because of all the yellow leaves, but tonight we're gonna feast like kings. This is an absolute game changer. I'm so happy right now. It's midday throughout the second day and we got proper dinner. Awesome. Alright folks, so as you can see, that bit of digging work already cost us so much energy that we need to take a break yet again. Throughout this tour we already took quite some breaks because again we ascended one of those hills and I mean look at Yannick. We just have to take a break, you know, just take it easy from here. But we also need to make sure that we're gonna keep on pushing because we need to build our camp today. Well, we're getting close to the second evening and I mean look for yourself. That's the condition. Pure exhaustion. Like for the last half hour I had a really strong headache because we're just going uphill all the time. My right knee hurts too, simply due to the fact that I have an old sports injury and all the weight is just pushing down on that, and also the blood pressure is it's so high, you know, that you get this kind of like migraine, like pulsating pain in the head. But we found a nice spot for the night. Let me show you around. So if you take a look, it's going steep downhill right over there and all the way around here. And then also down there. So we're basically on a plateau. Yeah. We just came down that hill from up here and are basically right here on the edge of the plateau. And we're gonna build our camp here. And probably we're not the only ones who did that, because if you take a look right here, there's some glass shards, broken glass right here, right over there. There also used to be some sort of a structure, because there's plastic debris right here and also this. So there've been people here before us and we'll just follow their good example, because it's enough for today. We're just done. We just want to eat. And yeah, again, I can't stress this enough. This is how it goes in real life, you know. Don't let other people tell you anything about how tough they were and how they pushed through 5 days without food. Like, that doesn't happen. It's exhausting. That's just the nature of it. So we have to kind of like take a break, sleep through the night and see what tomorrow brings, as it goes. That short rest was really nice. We got a bit of energy back and now we get busy with the shelters. Yannick's going to build his from this tree right over to that one, and I will build mine in between those two right here. And then we will build our hobos right down here at that spot, because as you can see, there's a lot of gravel. So if we clean that up, we can also put the bowl or like this lampshade that we found in the other forest right here and get our fire going in a safe way. And then we get busy with the dinner. So yeah, let's get to shelter building.
Win-win.
So that's the shelter for tonight, and the wind is coming from this direction. It blows right across this plateau right here. So I tried to lower the tarp as close to the ground as possible, and now, as you can see, I'll just pile up all of these leaves to basically make sure that there's no air coming in from underneath. Home sweet home. Well folks, due to the level of exhaustion, I actually lay down here and just wanted to rest a bit, and then I just realized that I could already sleep just like that. Still had to pump up all of the air mattress, and it took me about twice the time that it would usually take, simply because we're both so exhausted. But what I also figured out, if we go to this side, is that the wind is coming in from this side, just like so. And also from the other side, just like so. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna pile up more leaves right here, just like so. If you can see this. And just try to close this off so that I have a good night's sleep today. And then we'll get cooking, right?
Oh yes, I'm hungry.
So am I. Let me also quickly show you Yannick's setup. He's also using an A-frame configuration with his Busha. If you can see this right here, he didn't have a proper spot to attach his tension line to, if you can see this. So he basically just used these locks here and a stone to weigh down the line. This is simply due to the reason that right down here we have this rather solid, almost, rocky type of ground, if you see this, and it's pretty hard to get tent stakes in there, so pretty nice solution in my opinion. And this is how it looks like from the inside, just with a bivvy setup. Now what you doing right now?
Yeah, I'm basically doing the same that you did, that you are going to do. Just put all the leaves here to close the gap here.
Yeah.
That's the point of all that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I will collect enough leaves here, and same reason, wind, and I want to have a good night today, so that's it.
Yep. Alright, in the meantime I'm going to put the hobo stove together, and let me tell you something, all of these tiny little tasks take so much time compared to if you're in a regular condition, like an everyday condition, and if you're fit. For example, when it comes to basically putting down the air mattress and just blowing all the air inside, it took me about twice as long as usual, simply because it's so exhausting, and I also get a bit of a headache again. And it's the same with the hobo, like everything becomes such a toilsome task because you're so depleted, and you kind of like are really slow in your thinking, but also in your mechanical movements. So if you go out and you do tours like this with little food and also little water, bear that in mind. Usually what you should do is stay stationary, of course. You should always make sure that you don't waste a lot of energy, and we're carrying between 12 to 15 kilos in regards to our gear, And we've been hiking for how long? Like maybe, yeah, 40, 50, 60 kilometers, I can't tell. The first day was about 8 hours worth of hiking, and today it was about 4 hours with more breaks in between. So yeah, I think it's important to mention this because it always looks so easy and it is not. Trust me, I can't wait to have this set up, and then we still have to process the food. We still have to clean the roots that we foraged earlier. Then we need to boil that up, so we still might need to wait for the food for like maybe an hour. And we spent about 2.5 hours here just to build the base camp and just to get everything set, because we have to take breaks in between because we're so exhausted. So yeah, that's that. Take such trips with a grain of salt. Alright folks, so in the meantime I'm preparing the roots of the wild garlic. As you can see, like, we have a lot of little pieces like that. We're just gonna boil them into a stew. But before we can do that, if you take a look at this, we need to remove the skin, because it has an outer layer that's kind of woody and also is covered in a lot of dirt. All the soil is attached to that, so I'm just pulling this off like so, to expose the white tube right here, and then it just goes right into the pot. Let me do this one more time in a close-up. Here you can see the dirt. Then you just peel that off just like so. Right? Just to give you an impression of what we foraged today, this is the wild garlic, Allium ursinum. If you want to learn how to identify this plant, by the way, make sure to check out this link that's appearing right up here in the corner of the screen. Then we also have Evening Star, which in German we also call Schinkenwurz, so the ham root. This is due to the reason that if you boil it, it turns pink, kind of like ham looks like. And then we also do have a little more burdock root right here, and a couple of leaves, and we're going to make a nice stew which we're going to share. I think that's going to be a lovely dinner. Alright, food is ready. Really can't wait for this, because what did we eat throughout the last couple of days? Like 3 pots of green stuff. Nothing else.
And some roots.
Yeah, but like, we're not kidding you. We barely ate anything, and it's really weird because my stomach also starts to feel, how do you say, like it's less wide. It's already kind of like, yeah, see, like I can't even come up with words because nothing's working, brain's not working, body's not working properly. So that's why we dig in.
Sorry, I can't wait, Ralph. I have to join you.
Yeah, just go ahead. Oh my god. It's so good. Oh, wait. Oh. Actually, the roots of the Evening Star, oh, they're almost like wood. You can barely chew them, but the taste of the wild garlic, just amazing.
Wie heißt das, wenn man Rücken runterläuft?
Yeah, if you get the shivers, you mean?
Yeah, I just get shivers while eating, because your body reacts to the nutrition bomb, and it's like, whoa.
And it's not even that much. Like, how many calories should this be? Like,
it's very difficult to say.
150 maybe, if we're lucky. It's like, it's just greens, you know?
Yeah,
but
at least they're the roots.
But yeah, we're just taping this so you can see how that actually looks like if you eat just very simple stuff like this after 2 days of hiking, hours of hiking, and being so exhausted and depleted.
Shivering again.
Oh man. And it doesn't taste as horrible as the stuff from yesterday, right?
No, that's actually the best one we ate so far.
Yeah, because the taste of the allium, this garlic-like taste and this onion-like taste is so strong that it also covers the taste of the other roots that we put in there, which makes basically everything bearable. It tastes like a proper dish. It's really awesome. It's just way too little.
Always.
Always, yeah.
Always too little. It would be a totally different game if we could fish or hunt.
Yeah.
But it's only, vegetables.
Yeah. And also maybe a word on that. Why don't we do this? Well, there's a simple reason. We don't have a license for that, and we just can't go and poach like down there. If I go back to the Netherlands, I'm allowed to fish. I get a Dutch license, but I don't have a German license anymore. When it comes to hunting, I also don't have a license.
Me too.
And besides that, it's not particularly a necessity. We could also abort the training. Let's be honest about this. If things would go down the you know what, then we could just abort and go home, get picked up, and just call the experiment, the experiment as it is, right? I hope you know what I mean. Like I'm really starting to have troubles, communicating in English, which is difficult enough. It's really weird what happens to your brain if you're just out for extended period of times and you're malnourished. And that's why this is so good. Awesome. Alright guys, as you can see, it's getting dark. The sun is already far beyond that mountain ridge behind me. And I just want to get some sleep, to be honest, because last night I didn't sleep very well, and I just want to catch up a bit with my amount of sleep that I need. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because there's gonna be a third part. And I just want to say good night. See you tomorrow. Take care. If you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a Patreon. You can visit my Patreon page on www.patreon.com/Rathwulven. A link to my Patreon page will also be posted in the information box below. Thank you in advance.